Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending your valuable time right here with the Adapt 2030 channel. Record grocery costs, global index, everything's behind glass now, too much theft. Checking in on a year-old butter squash. U.S. forest fire burn acreage, green bar right 2023. What could a Super El Nino mean for global temperatures? Well, we can jump back into 1877 and take a look. It should match up something similar like this. Hold on to your hat. NASA, naughty, using cloud tops as temperatures, deceiving. Red dots above 90 Fahrenheit, purple dots above 100. Oh wait, that was 1936. Same experts that told us we'd be in a mega drought forever. California would be bone dry, reservoirs full, are now saying you're using too much groundwater, you're affecting the spin of the earth. You think the areas of Mesopotamia were green when they were inhabited? What about that type of climate change? We're nowhere close. Starting off here, the glimpse from the farm had some thunderstorms roll through the day before last at sunset. Stunning. Couldn't capture the lightning zipping through there, but if we want to catch something unusual, let's go back to the ancient Egyptian New Kingdom 4,000 years ago. And if we come through the Roman era, to the medieval warm, to the modern era, we see spikes and declines. And those match up with civilization collapse too. What do you think's happening right now? It's being masked so you don't see it. Speaking of Egyptians, the amount of climate change they endured from milk and honey civilization breadbaskets and cradles of our current world have turned to dust. They couldn't form such vast civilization without water. Oh, speaking of water, New York Times coming out with, oh wait, that's October 25th, 2002. A study that they did found storm cycles etched in lake beds 4 times in the last 12,000 years at a 3,000-year interval. The Northeast U.S. has been struck by cycles of storms far more powerful than anything in recent times. Once in a 3,000-year storm, and then we'll have flooding in the Northeast. Because if we go 6,000 years in the past, we come right into the Sumerians. Is that a giant on the left there? With the engineered gold miners? Some say. Speaking of things valuable, let's go behind plastic. I took this image myself when I was in New York City last month. Everything's behind glass. So much thievery happening across the world right now, and I thought maybe it's just New York City, but nope. Seems to be everywhere. I love this. $4.48 light bulb behind glass. Is it getting that desperate right now for corporate vendors? Not sure, but looking across the globe, record grocery costs, global food index soaring. Let's take us back to 1990 to present. So it's going to continue upward. We had that pullback there for a moment when it brought us back down around the 135s, but now we're approaching 160. Many estimates are above 180 as we pull into the fall here. A lot of disruptions globally in agriculture. A surging national debt is bullish for gold. The debt ceiling drama ended with nominal budget cuts and a shiny new credit card with no limit for the federal government. The first business day after the U.S. Treasury increased our national debt by $350 billion. It's no wonder Google searches for how to buy gold hit record levels in 2023. Call the Patriot Gold Group today before it's too late. Patriot Gold Group has the No Fee for Life IRA, where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold or silver on qualifying rollovers. Also, Patriot Gold Group, Consumer Affairs top-rated IRA gold dealer 6 years in a row. Give them a call, 888-546-7020. And now on with the video. And because of that, due to the large increase in chicken prices, we'll have to temporarily have a $1 increase on any dish with chicken. Thank you so much for understanding. Nope, not really understanding. Could you not adjust your menus? Oh wait, the prices are rising so fast, and you've seen it as well as I have if you've gone out dining. they put a little sticker across the old price because to print new menus is going to cost more money, and they're running at razor thin margins anyway, and restaurants are struggling. Oh wait, they were deemed non-essential, I forgot. So were the mom and pop supermarkets. Seems like everything is being funneled into corporate food distribution. I wonder what that'll lead to. Do you think? And speaking of foods, came across this box of butternut squash that we had stored up over the winter. So I decided to cut it open and see if it was still viable. You know, we do have sheep, and was thinking of different food. If we were going to scrape out for sure that white fibrous, dried out fiber is what it was. It wasn't moldy, it was just dried out. But we still have the seeds, which we re-sprouted again, and they were viable seeds. We bought these from the Amish, so they're open pollinator, heirloom, continuous generation after generation. If you're buying hybrid seeds, eventually you're going to run into a bottleneck where you can't grow them further, but that's why I suggest whatever you buy from the Amish, save the seeds, from the tomatoes to the peppers to the squash to the pumpkins to the watermelon, because you can grow it indefinitely for free. And even that simplest of gifts from God has been taken from us. You're going to have to buy your seed year after year. That's why they come in those little packets. And we all forgot how to dry and save our own. Which, by the way, is going to be a new skill set that everybody will need to learn and understand. You're going to have to learn how to dry and save seed. And then you're going to learn how to package that, generally paper, and you can make your own paper envelopes. And if you have an abundance of that, you could trade it off with others who are also saving seeds. Now, this is absolutely going to be a new skill set, just along with different types of gardening, canning, dehydrating, and things that you'll need to be able to save food and store food as we come through winter months with less availability. And, you know, all indicators right now are showing massive collapse in global food production, far above what was experienced last year with, now you're seeing it across every store, 50 to 100% increase in prices, some areas 200%, like a doubling or a tripling in food price. So where does that leave us from here? Constriction of food, less choice, less availability, more hoops to go through to access that food. You can pull yourself one step back by being able to produce some of your own. And it all starts with saving seeds. Tons of videos, free courses on that. I got one in the link to the description box below. Marjorie Wildcraft doing a full homesteading course. Curtis Stone also running you up with the pigs. John Bush, Live Free Academy, also homesteading. I mean, there's a huge amount of different courses out here for people to just click a button, watch it, and experiment. The more you practice, the better you get at it. And Tony Heller getting real good at digging out the old info. 1936, this map here for you. 36 states were over 100 degrees Fahrenheit on July 9th. So when you hear these tales of hottest ever, let us jump back, and then all these areas in red as well were above 90. Could we replicate the same map? Can we find it again? Leave it to NASA to give us maps of red. Oh, cleverly disguised. They are naughty here, as I've heard it put. The NASA Climate Shop pulling a fast one on the maps. They're using infrared satellite imagery to get more red on the cloud tops. Cloud tops are cooler and colored white and blue. They just want to show red on the maps. And it is unconventional to use brightness temperatures from satellites to show surface temperatures because you're measuring cloud tops. See how they do that? Nice. Thank you, Ryan Maue, for putting that out. And if we do want to look at the 4 hottest July 1sts in the U.S., first, still number 1, retaining the title, 1931, followed by 1901, 1911, and 1933, to put it in perspective. Also, the U.S. forest fire burn acreage through July 7th. This comes from nifc.gov/fire info. 2023 is on the far right side of the chart. I know it's not the full season yet, but comparatively to where it's been in the past, it's far lower than 2022. Let's hope it stays that way. Also, Ryan Maue putting out some global major hurricane frequency. And as we come into El Nino, it seems that there's more shear, so a little bit less activity in the Atlantic, more activity in the Pacific. Obviously, the temperatures are warming over there. Different convection systems. But as we look through time, 1992 definitely taking some of the top positions along with 1998-ish, but that was the Super El Nino of 96, which brings me to the point here. Daily surface air temperatures, something's broken. They're looking at extremes. This is so rare and so bizarre that either it's flawed instrumentation or we've jumped the shark into what would be expected as we come into magnetic field anomalies rolling across our solar system, let alone our planet. So the question was posed here by Leon Simmons. What would a Super El Nino mean for global 60 south to 60 north sea surface temperatures? Got to leave the Antarctic and the Arctic out of it. 2023, the red line, super scary. We are above anything. So let's bring it back to the past. The El Nino of 1877 and 1878 was so intense that it was not even breached or touched until 1997. Almost 100 years that stood. So now we're going to see another El Nino. What to expect, though, is really what's on everybody's minds. So again, best way to explain it is a history book is your crystal ball. Left side 1876, 1877, 1878. Right side 1996, 97, 98. Let's compare them and see what will roll with temperatures June, July, August, and September across the Pacific Ocean. How would that affect hurricane frequency? To be seen, but this is the closest matchup that we can get so far. Should trend something similar to this through this next El Nino this year. Now, longer term forecasts, they're very unsure what is going to happen. Is it going to be a Super El Nino spike and then back into a triple La Nina again? Unknown. And watch the media run with the headlines of the heat in the Pacific Ocean. And then remember that in the southern hemisphere with the Hunga Tonga eruption blasting 10% more water vapor into our atmosphere in a single day, a huge amount of that reached way up, 30 miles above our head, 180,000 feet into the mesosphere, where those ice crystals are the perfect surface for ozone to break down with chlorine and bromine. Runaway ozone depletion event, southern hemisphere. That will be another. So you're going to get this dual pincer of extreme heat temperatures in the water surface, but look at the ozone depletion. It's an extinction level, quote unquote, mainstream media event. Get ready for it. They're going to call for more global taxes, but I don't know how you're going to fix the mesosphere, but they will have you believe they could. Just like the experts here, our studies show that among climate-related causes, the redistribution of groundwater actually has the largest impact on the drift of the rotational pull. Nothing like the precession of the equinoxes. Are they trying to explain that? I don't know. Have we sped up another degree? 70 years, 1 arc minute. Earth's spin has shifted, and who's to blame? It ain't the polar bears, that's for sure. Groundwater used for agriculture purposes is the one to blame. Now remember, these are the same experts that told us California would be in a mega drought and agriculture, as you know, would have to cease and people would have to move and we wouldn't be able to even inhabit the area anymore. And then less than 2 years later, so much snowpack that it's at 100% on the reservoirs. They're dumping it into the ocean because it's still melting and there's so much water coming down and they're expecting more arc storms right now. It's going to be continually full like this. And we're supposed to believe those same experts that made bad call after bad call? That's not science, that's an agenda. Which Ransom Godwin and myself talk about every Thursday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, Revolution Radio. We stream right over on Rumble on the Adapt 2030 channel. Please join us over there. Join the conversation. Others in the chat of like mind that you can converse with. Also, storable foods. My Patriot Supply and Adapt 2030. That link's in the description box below. I do hope you got something out of the video. Please share with friends, family who are interested in this subject so we can all come together with solutions because we're going to need them. Bye for now.